2019. It is 6 p.m. there or about. So at this time, let's stand and we're going to have our pledge. We'll have a moment of silence and then a song. A song. Oh, all right. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Please be seated.
We've just started our chorus at McKenzie this year. My voice is gone, so please excuse me. But this is a portion of the chorus. It is for first grade through sixth grade, so this is just a portion. And we would like to share God Bless the USA with you. We had a Veterans Day program and thanked the veterans that came, and we are so proud that you're here this evening, and we'd like to share with you.
Welcome. You always do that for us. Thank you for that warm McKenzie welcome. Give a second. Few people want to exit. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't want to be in this fun meeting. Okay, so then we will carry on. So at this time, we need, the next item is the approval of our agenda. Oh, let's do a roll call first. The next item on our agenda is the appointment of our new superintendent. So at this time, I will entertain, a motion. I would like to say that, the board has really labored over this new superintendent position. And, we're so grateful to Dr. Stricker and what he has done in the 2 years that he's been here, and the forward motion, that we've experienced, and we like it. We really like the direction that we're going. And so, the board decided, it would be a good idea to continue. We wanted to continue in the direction that we were going, and so we weighed our options to see, how best to do that. And so the board decided that we wanted to look within to select someone to continue in the direction that we're going. So with that, I will entertain a motion for our new superintendent.
I'll make a motion that we hire Mr. Joe Allen.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I second the motion.
Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposes, nay. We have a new superintendent, Mr. Joseph Island. Yield the floor to you, Mr. Island, if you would like to address us.
I want to say thank you, first of all, for your confidence, and secondly, I'm excited and I'm privileged, really privileged to have this opportunity. John Stricker accuses me of not being able to be brief, and he is correct. I try to be brief, but I do want to say something.
This is coming from John Stricker about being brave.
So I have time to talk.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. So I do want to say something. Early February 2017, I sat before you guys, because I thought I was ready to be a superintendent. Confident that I was ready, that I knew it all. Prior to the interview, though, I studied that gentleman, John Stricker, for 1 month. I prepared more to know about him than I prepared for an interview, obviously, based on my interview outcome. But I studied him, and after that interview, I raced home. And I hardly spoke to my wife Joyce, who's here. Very many words, and she said, "Well, how did it go?" And I said, "It was very long." And it was a long interview. And I said, "I'm not gonna get that job. They're going to hire John Stricker, and they should." That man knows what he's doing. He has a heart and a love for children. And he has the heart and the spirit of a leader. So my prayer's gonna be that one day I get a chance to work with him. And that day I pray, God, thank you for the opportunity to take me as far as you did in the interview process. And this is my prayer, God. Give me the opportunity to come back to Butler County and to work with John Stricker. I said that prayer, and like I do with all my prayers, I left it there because I have faith. 5 months to the exact date, I had the opportunity to interview for a position in Butler County. And God answered my prayer. And he was faithful, and I'm gonna be faithful. After coming here, when I got here, my prayer was, help me Hopefully, what I prayed for and hoped for came true. I learned much more than I ever knew. I look forward to serving you, and I look forward to the great stuff that's gonna come, because we are so far past where we were. And we can only move forward if we stay on the path. We've got great leadership at the district level, and we've got great leadership at our schools. I love each of you, and I appreciate you. I love your children, and they will be safe. Thank you.
I think we need a motion for that. Yes.
Okay, so we're not exactly sure at this point, what the date would be that our new superintendent would actually take over, but the good thing about it is, he is our assistant superintendent, so he is the superintendent in the absence of the superintendent anyway. So it's not that big a deal, and that's, gonna make for a smooth transition, we believe. So we will discuss that, and we, at this time, need a motion, because we have to get all the nuts and bolts worked out as far as the contractual obligation.
I make a motion for us to authorize Pete Hamilton to enter into negotiations with Joseph Hunt.
And I would second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second that, Mr. Pete Hamilton would enter into what he would get with Mr. Island and work on the contractual obligation, bring it back to the board for approval. So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposes nay. Okay, so we will give you more information on that at this time. We don't really know exactly when, Dr. Stricker is gone officially.
I'll basically work to the last day of December, or in a practical sense, it'd be Christmas break.
Okay, so, we'll probably have our big transition right at the beginning of the year. So, item 4 on our agenda is the election of our board president. This is probably the moment that I have been living for. No, I really am serious. Board president it's a tough job. I've appreciated being able to serve in that capacity, but one thing I have noticed is that everyone who has served in this capacity, when the time came for them to roll off, they were ready. They were ready. I would love to continue serving, however, it was my desire to, pass that torch on. And with that, Mr. Sellers.
Lawyers like consistency though. Ms. Robinson, and since we've been talking about consistency with the system and the progress we've made, and with Mr. Iden becoming our new superintendent, I would make a motion that, based upon that consistency and things we've got going on over the past year, you remain president. And, while it's not time, I would also say that, Ms. Hamilton remain vice president, because you also done such an outstanding job. I think that we should consider on this path for at least the next year, because of issues facing the system.
Not sure I want to carry that motion.
We're actually following the guidance of our legal team, so I'm sorry, Mrs. Robinson, but that is the guidance, so you're there. And you're doing a fine job. I appreciate it.
Great job.
So
We
I
appreciate you.
assume-
There you go.
Like I said, in all sense of the word, lawyers like consistency.
I'll make the motion, if that's okay.
That's great.
I make the motion that Mrs. Robinson, remain president based on our guidance.
And I would second the motion.
Are you gonna call her?
She's like, I'm president. I'm like,
Okay, so this is awkward. We don't normally have to do this for ourselves, but, we have a motion and a second that, Mrs. Robinson remain president of the board for probably another year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Does that sound better than saying I remain president? It's like,
I noticed you went to third
Look, I
person.
removed
Yeah,
myself
she
from the
did.
situation. Okay, that's the business side of it. Thank you all, and so now for vice president, may I have a motion?
I would make a motion that Ms. Hamilton remain vice president of the Butler County School Board.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye,
Aye.
and opposed is nay. Thank you. Ms. Hamilton will remain our vice president for the next term. At this time now, we will have the approval of our minutes and payroll.
I recommend approval of the minutes and payroll as presented October 29th, 2019, regular meeting.
Okay, so we have a recommendation. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, any questions about that minute and payroll? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Okay, at this time, we have our recognition for our superintendent.
We won't have a student recognition tonight. I just, again, those kids that sang, that was good enough.
Yeah, they were great.
Let's go with that. Staff recognitions this is my favorite time of the board meeting, is to recognize the outstanding people we have workforce. Because everyone in this room knows that it's people that make the difference. It's not systems, certainly not government. You can quote me if you want. Certainly not government. But it is, and we all know that.
We need our federal dollars.
Yeah, it's people that make the difference, and so, this is a time for me that I enjoy. And this is my last regular board meeting and last presentation. And so, I just want to recognize two people, that fit a definition. It's a short definition, and the definition is the word loyalty. The definition to loyalty is faithfulness owed by duty or by a pledge or promise. We've had a heck of a 2.5 years. It's been challenging, making the changes we've made, and I'm very, very proud of those changes. Very proud, not only of the outcome of it, the outcome is the great part has gone up 2 years in a row from the state, and we're heading quickly towards a B, and it's gonna go beyond that, I believe that. But that's an outcome. What I'm most proud of is our student achievement is up. I believe our students feel loved and cared for, and our student achievement is up, and we have momentum. And I believe that our staff feel that we care about them. And that's what I'm most proud of. And again, the outcome of that, the reflection of that is higher test scores. The reflection of that is gonna be a great card that improves and continues to. But it's been a heck of a couple years. And there's two people I wanna recognize this evening, and, but I want you to know the definition of loyalty. It's important the community hears this clearly. These two people, Tina and Joe, they're loyal to the children and to this school first, not to me. And I respect that so much about them. Their loyalty was to me then as a leader, because I told them as long as I'm doing things ethically, morally, and legally correct, then I did, that I do expect a level of loyalty to the position. But I want to make sure you as a community know, no one loves these children as much as Tina and Joe. And their loyalty to these children in this school system is one of the main reasons that we're heading to where we're heading right now. And so, I'd just like you to give them a round of applause. And I took time to put together this gift basket. Don't ask me what's in it.
Gina, do that.
Debbie's not here to tell me what I put in there. If I'm honest, I remember I said ethically, so, but, I just really appreciate this year, Joe. give them one more round of applause. Yes.
All right, thank you, and we do so very much appreciate you all. I really felt bad even today, constantly having Tina change the agenda, but, you know, I just want to say to you all, it may not look like it, but we work really hard behind the scenes to come before you for a short amount of time. And I don't know if you know the arduous task that it is. I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you. They have a tremendous responsibility, and we really, really appreciate their loyalty and their dedication to our children and to our school system. We really appreciate that. Item 8 is our audit report.
Okay, and with us, we have Jana White. She's from the Alabama State Department of Examiners. She has I told a brief presentation.
I'm here to present the audit report for the Butler County Board of Education for the audit period, October 1st, 2017 through September 30th, 2018. We conducted the audit in accordance with generally accepted accounting standards for the purpose of issuing an opinion on the financial statements and to determine whether the board complied with applicable laws and regulations. We also audited the federal assistance programs in accordance with uniform guidance. We issued an unmodified opinion on the board's financial statements. This means the financial statements are presented fairly. For this audit period, Title I directs the local educational agencies and the special education cluster were the board's major federal programs that were reviewed and tested. An unmodified opinion was also issued on federal programs. No findings were noted in the report as a result of our audit.
Thank you for
Good.
that. Thank you. Yeah, where is she? Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
Well, we thank her. We thank her for. All right, so presentation, first by Dr. Stricker, and then we'll have curriculum update, followed by facilities update if there should be one, and then ACIP presentation, principals.
My parting gift to you as a board is the shortest presentation since I've been here. So this is, I don't have a gift bag for you, but you'll probably appreciate this as much. I just want our community, and I don't know if you're able to read those, but I just want our community to know that these areas, these focus areas, are all equally important. And even the school district I'm fortunate to be going to in Mississippi, Jackson County, which is an A school system, one of the top school systems in Mississippi. I spent some time there, and it just solidifies my belief. And my belief is this, that student achievement, to achieve that A grade, to get to that point and sustain it year after year, not because you had some peaks of some students that came through, but to sustain it, you have to have that balance. And you know, part of that balance is student programs, maintaining the student programs. And so the board knows I was very passionate about that, and I continue to be. 2 examples within the past 48 hours. I have just learned our soccer team in Greenville has 44 athletes out. Those are 44 students that weren't participating. Most of them were not participating in anything. Now we have 44 young people that are going to get actively involved in something that they become passionate about. Unfortunately, we've had to expel 15 to 20 students already this year. And I just had to ask myself, what if those students were on a team that we had, are involved, passionately involved, and wanted to be at school, and wanted to be at that practice, wanted to be at that game? I have a strong belief that we need to increase our programs in the school system, and we need to get the students involved. And when they're involved, attendance will improve, graduation rate will improve, our academics will continue to improve, there's no question. But I'm very passionate about that. We need a school climate that's conducive to learning, and that's employees that are happy to be there and want to be here. And so that's something that's very important as part of with the balance. Of course, student achievement, safety and security. If students don't feel safe, if staff do not feel safe, then learning becomes very secondary. So again, that's something that I believe the Board of Education needs to be mindful of, and that is part of the balance. Student achievement gets the grade, but safety and security is certainly part of that. Proper communications within the school system and with the community, public relations are very important. We need an evaluation process I feel strongly, just talk to administrators again about today. I feel every employee needs evaluated once a year, to know where they stand, whether they need to improve on something. That's a very important part of our process. And then we just had a report, fiscal management. If all those other things are going well, and we don't have money, then there will be a problem. Student achievement would be impacted. And certainly, I keep pointing at Donna here, but certainly student achievement is impacted with money too, when you can offer more. Today, we were in a meeting, the staff meeting today, where we talked about, hey, we will not be able to afford everything we're doing, so we're gonna be very wise, and we're gonna look and analyze at the programs we're using the most, and the effectiveness of those programs, and we're gonna have to, some of the other programs may fall off. So money is a big part of offering what we wanna offer. And so I just want the board to make sure you always consider, in my parting words here, consider the balance. While student achievement gets the highlight, it's very important that all these things are considered. The next slide. It would just be like a sports team, I guess is the best metaphor I could come up with. You could have a strong offense, everybody relates to football, or most people relate to football down here. And so you can have a strong offense, you can have a strong defense, but if your special teams are terrible, you're not gonna win the state championship. You're certainly not gonna be good year after year. And so that's the best I could do to compare, that it is a balance, all those things need considered, and I certainly hope that you always do consider those. That's all I have for my update, and I'm going to, let's go ahead and move the facility update, to the end, and then let's go ahead and Lisa Adair is going to introduce what we're going to be discussing tonight, and we're gonna hear presentations.
Before I get started, since this is Dr. Stricker's last board meeting, I would like to personally thank you for the opportunity. And thank the board for the opportunity. It too has been a very intense learning experience, and I have learned humility. It has been a baptism by fire, not water, but it is, I am thankful and humbled by that opportunity, so thank you so much. Today, we're presenting the ASIPs, that's our continuous improvement plans, and principals are actually gonna present those plans, but I did wanna let the board know a few things. The State Department has changed the platform that we enter and upload these plans into. We used to use the Assist program, and now we're using the eProve program, and we went from those huge 150-page documents to we can condense our plan into a 1 or 2 page strategy map. You guys should have a copy of those strategy maps from each of the schools. They're amazing. This program is much more user and reader friendly. However, I will tell you, if you would like to read the longer document, just send me an email and I will happily shoot it to you. And you are also still encouraged, if you would like, it is still a living, breathing process, so if you'd like to offer feedback, please feel free to email me any suggestions, or you can email the principals and they will pass it along to their leadership teams. I know that you're probably going to enjoy those strategy maps. Did we get those to them, Ms. Powell? Okay, great. Also, another change is the board no longer has to approve the plans. We can offer it as an information item. The ASIPs are public knowledge, so anybody has access to those, but again, you can always have feedback. You're encouraged to actually offer feedback. The only thing you don't see in the strategy maps that you would see in those longer documents is we tie all of our federal funding, all the schools' allocations for their Title I funds are tied to their critical initiatives in their plans. So how they use those Title I funds are in those longer documents for the continuous improvement plan. The principals are gonna present who actually worked on their plans within their schools. Of course, they get feedback from all their stakeholders, but there's a team that works really hard to drive that planning process, and they're gonna let you know who their team is. That I tell you, they also have a chairperson on their continuous improvement plan committee, and they really spearhead that project. It is a lot of work with little financial reward, with no financial reward, quite frankly. Well, sometimes in the summer a little bit, but so we are thankful for those who are that committed to their students and to their schools that they take on that process. So this process is truly collaborative from the central office all the way down to the local schools. So I have to send a big shout out to Miss Donna Ash, who not only invited Dr. Andre Harrison to get us started in this new platform, but she did the heavy lifting for the goal setting and the critical initiatives. I paid for them though, but she did the heavy lifting. Like I said, you'll see everything but the Title I dollars in those strategy maps. And truly the real work does happen at the local schools, not only in the process, but implementing the process. So the schools are gonna present in alphabetical order, and all the principals will present except for two. Miss Bindi Cook couldn't be here, and Mr. Marlowe couldn't be here, so Miss Shira Stinson will present for Miss Cook, and Miss Boatwright for Mr. Marlowe, and that just shows you how confident these principals are and these continuous improvement plan leaders. And I have to just also especially give a thank you to those two for stepping up to the plate and doing this for the principals, so thank y'all. We'll start with Georgiana, since we're gonna do it in alphabetical order, so Miss Benson. And I told them to keep it to 5 or 6 minutes because I bought tickets to the Tams playing in the Ritz, and I am trying to get there tonight.
Well, I'm gonna, go through as quickly as I can, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I'll, answer any questions that you may have at that point. I started out with our vision statement, which is a peaceful, productive, and orderly school to meet the students' academic, social, emotional, and developmental needs. And I also included our mission statement, which is to prepare our students to be respectful, reliable, and responsible learners ready to meet the challenges of the future. Our data sources that we used were multiple things to create our plan, which was the Scantron, DIBELS, STAR, pre-ACT, ACT, AAA assessment. We used chalkable data that we have for attendance and discipline, and then our grade report. And then we also use teacher observations and then student, parent, and staff survey results. First, we have our student engagement, and our objective was, or is, to engage learners in an environment that promotes productive and meaningful student engagement. And we have here our 3 critical initiatives, which is to provide ongoing evidence-based instruction, programs, and softwares, activities for all of our students, and expose identified learners to grade level, reteaching, research-based instructional practices. Our last one is to ensure that identified learners of the projected populations and subgroups will have equal access to the same free and appropriate public education as, for pre-K through 12th grade. I listed some of the activities that we have. I won't go over all of them, but some would be our strategic teaching practices, online instruction, summer school. We have instructional aids, technology, dual enrollment, and career academy. Our next item that we have in our plan is professional development. to provide an increased awareness of interest among all students while exploring all career clusters. And the initiative would be to collaboration between school leadership and local businesses and industries to establish a partnership to expose students to career pathway possibilities. And with this, our main focus this year is having some field trips and then having guest speakers to come in and expose them to different things within the community. Thank you. Leadership team, Ms. Precious Peterson is our chairperson, Ms. Pigler, Ms. Morgan, Ms. Jackson, Ms. Powell, Coach Edwards, Ms. Bennett, Ms. Smith, Ms. Odom, and myself. And I really appreciate the leadership that they've had this year. They've had to deal with me late at night sometimes, and they give me a hard time about it, but it's okay. Thank you.
Good evening, I am Sheriff Stinson, and I am from Greenville Elementary School. I'm our school's library media specialist and also the chairperson for our continuous improvement plan. And I will go through, we have a lot of similar goals as some of the other schools, and we'll make this quick. Our vision, mission, and beliefs are posted. Our vision is to enhance all students academically and socially to be successful later. Our vision is to create a safe learning environment that's engaging and rewarding, and our belief is that we act as a community in our school that all of our students can be successful. And I would like to thank all of our team that helped put this plan together. We began meeting in the summer, we met during school, we've met after school, we've met a lot. And we put all of our data together, so I would like to thank Ms. Young, who is here tonight. I saw Ms. Young. I would like to thank Ms. Thomas, our principal, Ms. Cook, our counselor, Tanya Coker, and our special ed teacher, Ms. Tiffany Brooks. And I would also like to thank Ms. Adair, because she is always there to answer all the thousands of questions that I have. Ms. Ash as well, and for Dr. Andre Harrison coming in to get us familiar with the new platform. So that's been a very big help. Our first goal is student engagement, and our objective is just to provide more engaging, meaningful learning opportunities. We do a lot of things at our school. As you can see, we have, they're exposed to all grade level activities, research-based instructional practices, programs and software. We have lots of new things that we're trying this year. Lexia Core, these are things that are differentiated and they can use at home or on computers at school. Dreambox is for math, Lexia Core is for reading. We now have Nyon, which is a digital reading platform, and other programs. These are things that kids can access at school and at home to move that forward. And reteaching. We reteach until they hopefully get it. Our next goal is professional development. Our teachers are trained all year long in areas of reading, math, science. We go to MSTI training. We have English as a second language training. We have classroom management training, technology training. We have a lot of training that we participate in all year long so that we can hopefully retain high quality teachers and move our students forward. Our next goal is to increase, our objective is to increase the sense of belonging at school by providing a safe and nurturing environment. We want to promote a positive climate and culture. We're doing this through non-academic type things such as clubs after school. We've started several new clubs this year, including a choir. We have a student council, and we are 3rd and 4th grade, so some of these things we're trying to get the ball rolling with them. We have an art club after school, drama club in conjunction with W.O. Farmer, and we have KFC Club, which stands for Kids Fitness Club, and we also have programs throughout the year, including Veterans Day program. It's not chicken. It's not about chicken. No, it's Kids Fitness Club. They do lots of cool things. We also have different programs throughout the year that we invite parents to, and we have recently begun a 21st century program after school. So we'll have a lot more activities for the students as well as parents and the community in that. Our 4th goal is career awareness. And being 3rd and 4th grade, we just want to expose them to a lot of career opportunities that may be out there. And our counselor does a great job with this. She works with the students one-on-one. She works in small groups. And expose them to lots of careers. They do a career interest inventory, and then she also has people to come in and speak to them throughout the school year. And our last goal is our additional targeted school improvement, and this is just to increase the number of students who are performing on grade level. We have some subpopulations where we're trying to increase their scores, so we'll continue to do that through hard teaching, reteaching, after-school tutoring, after-school programs, and our Tier 3 intervention. That helps a lot of our students too. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can call the cook.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm setting my time because I will. One student, one day, one opportunity to provide a quality education that promotes lifelong learning. Objectives, learning environments will promote meaningful learning opportunities and increase student engagement. Educators will participate in evidence-based professional learning to increase student outcomes. Stakeholders will provide a system of support that addresses academic and non-academic barriers and increase the graduation rate of students. Okay, student engagement. Student engagement is a top priority at Greenville High School. The Greenville High School administration made a point of emphasis to stress the importance of a classroom that has effective student engagement. This starts with our teachers and their high expectations for themselves as educators and the high expectations they have for our students. Okay, culture and climate. I'm a firm believer you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. So the great thing about my team, they had already put together the plan before I arrived, so I had to go back through and look at everything. So we have an excellent team with Ms. Hartley as the chair. Okay, our learning environment and evidence-based PD. We have strategic teaching, school-wide instructional framework, professional development, and we also have support from the State Department with Dr. Angela Mangum helping us meet objectives 1 and 2. We have implemented strategic teaching, the model throughout our school. Every classroom, every student enters will follow the same instructional framework, so they know the outcomes which are written in terms students can understand to include daily outcomes based on the standards. There's a before, during, and after anyone walking into the classroom at Greenville High School, you see the type of instruction that's taking place. Professional development, you can stay right there for a minute. Professional development has already begun. Our teachers have had 2 large group sessions on strategic teaching and how to successfully implement it. Dr. Angela Mangum of the State Department has trained all of our teachers by department on strategic teaching. In addition to this training, Dr. Mangum also provides one-on-one coaching for teachers that include helping with lesson plans and strategies. Strategic teaching also lends itself to our Tier 1, 2, and 3 instruction. And I've stressed from day one, we have to meet our students academically where they are and take them where we want them to go. So our PST team decided that Tier 1 and 2 will be provided via small groups, 4 to 6 students, 2 days per week to reinforce the standards taught, and Tier 3 will be provided via online websites and after school. And some of our Tier 3 will be addressed during our ACT schedule. Okay, our ACT prep and our Tier 3, our school counselors and administration, we've begun planning to create and implement an adjusted schedule to prepare our students for the ACT and the pre-ACT. This will allow for increased rigor and allow teachers to use the ACT data to group our students based on that data. This rotation and adjusted schedule will also allow for us to use Tier 3 instruction. We also will be using Mastery Prep online, and it's available to all 9 through 12 students. Okay, our non-academic opportunities. One of the things I'm extremely proud of, we have our new communication class. The students get to, the opportunity, this is for all students. They have the opportunity to do video, do photography, edit the video and photography. photography. They also have, they're able to work with lighting, green screen, develop interviewing skills. We have students that are news reporters. We call them in-school meteorologists. They would do the weather, and much more. This is also a way for me to communicate with parents through my principal blogs. We get information out to the stakeholders. And like I said, any students 9 through 12 can participate. The first big production I want to brag on, they did something called Basketball Media Day, and they hosted it at Greenville High School, and all of the coaches from Fort Dale, Bradley, Luverne, Highland Homes, so we exposed the students to a lot of interviews, and they have to edit on the site and do different things of that nature. So I'm extremely proud of the students and of that program. Also, we have the Thirsty Tiger Coffee Shop and Bistro. This is headed by our Special Education Department. Ms. Thigpen did an excellent job on this. The students in this department will get to teach. They'll be taught the skills. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the timer right quick. How to operate a business, how to teach life skills to our special needs students, and to teach management skills for our transition students. And they basically get to run a business within the school, and I think that's really, really important for our special education department. So they'll be able to count the money, serve, and do everything that operates a business, so that's non-academic opportunities. And the last one, I know I'm out of time, we have swag, a shirt that we're gonna wear. Students love to dress out. SWAG stands for Students with Academic Gifts, so we can promote academics at the same time. Graduation rate, we're going to implement in January a program called SALT, which is a Student Advisory Leadership Team, where every student has an advisor and someone to go to. So instead of seeing the teacher you normally see, they will rotate to a different teacher, and they'll get all types of skills of that. And also to help with our graduation rate, we will continue our night school and our transcripts audits. I'm over my time, but thank you all.
I can say one thing, Mr. Allen. I mean, we kind of threw you into it. You were hired. You know, you started there right before school started. I think our first month and a half at GHS may have been a little rocky, let's say.
That's a good adjective.
It is visibly different when you go in your school for the last month and a half, somewhere, I would say mid-October, since when I've been over there. I mean, it is a visibly different climate, and I appreciate you for that. All those stuff you come up with, that was great, man. I know. Plus, I had to wear my better suits because I got to make
we're receiving the appropriate funds through the CSI in order to close that achievement gap. Mr. Marlowe's working side by side with Dr. Mangum. She also works with Greenville, Middle School. She comes in, she works side by side with Mr. Marlowe, she works side by side with our teachers, she provides that coaching and things that's helping our teachers also to grow and become better at what they're doing and to just improve the climate and the atmosphere at UMS. So we're working really hard. And then lastly, we have our career and technical education. Here, we're going to increase our kids' awareness of the 16 career clusters by just collaborating to expose them to what career possibilities are out there. Ms. McLean has done a really good job with that. She's working side by side with Mr. Marlowe and the staff at Greenville Middle School to plan upcoming field trips for our students to explore the careers that are out there. We have a trip coming up in February. I think Mr. Marlowe said it's February. He's not sure about the date, but he said that we are collaborating to get some of those students out there to see the careers that are available to them, to see what's out there that they're interested in. And we have an ag class this year that the students really seem to be interested in, and Mr. Hooker's doing a really good job of introducing those career clusters to our students. So, and I think that's it. Now, I'm waiting for Mr. Marlowe, not Mr. Hooker.
On the water, ready to go up here now. So, first of all, as principal of McKenzie School, I want to welcome the board and the community to our school and our community here. This first thing. One thing about being in here, it's kind of like home field advantage. I know sometimes the TV's kind of hard to see, so I just made sure to print off since y'all didn't have your monitors up here to follow along. So I had a little home field advantage. And I'll go back to my coaching days and tell real quick, one corner of my end zone towards the church was 10.5 yards and the other corner was 9.5. So that was our advantage back in the day when I was coaching, to have that extra half a yard on one end. So our school CIP plan, our vision is deeds and not words. It's all about our actions. It's all about what we're doing. So the first thing I want to do is I want to recognize our team members. Miss Crenshaw. Miss Crenshaw, you're in the house. She's our ASIP leader. She's done a wonderful job. Miss Lisa Hatch is our ASIP administrator. Miss Hatch, that's right, the face of McKenzie. All right, Miss Joanna Wright was our elementary teacher on the ASIP team, and Miss Lydia Owens was our high school teacher, and this was a collaboration between all the stakeholders of our community. Everybody working together. Our belief is that we believe that all students can learn and succeed in a safe and physically comfortable environment to promote student learning. Now the next sentence is underlined for a reason. We believe that teachers, administrators, parents, and the community share the responsibility for advancing the school's mission, which is educating kids. It is a community effort to educate our children. It takes everybody doing that. So, the old coach here, I was always, when I hired a young coach, we always went over terminology. One thing means something to one person, means something to somebody else. But we have a definition here of what ASIP means at McKenzie School. At McKenzie, the ASIP is a devised plan of success that is correlated with the 5 areas of the state report card. Okay? So, back when we were looking at the Leader in Me program, one of the best lines I heard was, begin with the end in mind. So here at McKenzie, we have begun with the end in mind. We know what the end is, and that's the state report card for us. So you can see our correlation in white is the state report card, and in yellow is the ASIP plan, and how we have correlated all of that together. Next slide, please. So academic achievement on the state report card is on grade level. That is the number of kids that are on or above grade level. So there we provide Tier 1 for all students to be exposed to evidence-based program strategies and activities to positively impact the proficiency and growth throughout the school year. And those are the different things a budget there that we use here at our school to achieve academic growth. Now, down there it says report card. That is our last 3 report card cycles for academic achievement, and you can see that we are making progress right there with our plan. All right, next slide. Academic growth is closing that gap. They started here and they grew to here. So that is tier 2 and tier 3 provides for students who need more time to show progress. So like Ms. Adair said, ASIP and Title I funding are all aligned with each other. So we recognized some problems when we looked at data. We saw that we had some low areas. So what did we do? We earmarked $45,000 of federal funds to address those low academic areas. So the first thing that we did is we looked at 7th and 8th grade math and reading, and we saw a problem. So we hired 3 retired teachers to come in and provide tier 2 and tier 3 instructions to our 7th and 8th graders. Now this is last year's data right here. Notice the growth at the beginning of the year of the number of students that were on or above grade level, the percentage, and then at the end, the growth took place. I wanted to put that up there so that everybody as stakeholders can see, your bang for your buck here. How your money's being spent. The next thing that we looked at is we hired a reading teacher to provide tier 3 intervention for elementary students. And we looked at our DIBELS data for K through 2. Okay, and we identified those kids. And intensive is that bottom crew of kids. And look at the beginning of the year, 14% of our students in grades K through 2 were at 14%. But at the end of the year, it was 5. Strategic, it went from 5 to 4. Core, which everybody and the elementary teachers do such a great job, went from 81% to 91%. Once again, we're showing you where your money's going. We're showing you the success of spending your money. Next slide. Oh, back up just real quick. And there's our report card. I'm going to say that. Yeah, there's our report card of our last 3 report card cycles and how we have grown in that data by implementing our plan. Next. Chronic absenteeism is another part of the report card. That's missing 15 or more days. So we want to decrease the number of students missing engaging instruction due to unexcused absences. So that has become a collaboration between teachers and administration to communicate with parents and guardians the importance of coming to school. My faculty and staff will tell you, their own parents, we're own parents, we are working together to get kids in school. The other thing that we do, and Mr. Island said, don't do it, but I took ownership of school truancy myself, and it is a nightmare, correct, Ms. Kelly? It is a full-time job for us. It is. But it is that commitment that we are making there to make sure that our kids are in school learning, because if they're not here, they're not learning. So for our report card, the first 3 is the last 3 cycles of the report card, the fluctuation. The last one should be projected percentage for the next report card coming up. Kind of went up. We got a problem there. I mean, I'm going to take ownership of it, but we had a major problem here last year too. I was in the hospital for 2 months. So we got to have a backup plan in case I'm not here. So we're working on that. The other thing is get students here is they got to be involved. And tonight you saw a course. We started elementary SEA. We started track. And FFA team competitions, which we've had in the past, is now on steroids. I mean, it is serious business now. Next slide, please. College and career ready is another part of the state report card. And students can earn on this, one of the 5 areas, they either benchmark on the section of the ACT, they benchmark on the work keys test, they earn a college credit, they get a career credential, or they enlist in the military. Those are the 5 that we focus on here on our school campus. Okay? So what do? Is we develop a spreadsheet that tracks those students from the 9th grade on, and it allows us to develop schedules and talk about career plans and choices as they're moving from 9th grade all the way up. And as they're moving through, if a kid has not made a check, has not checked one of those boxes, we're coming up with a plan for them to check one of those boxes. So if you'll notice on our report card, how we have, on the last 3 cycles is the first one, but the last one is the projected one for the next report card that'll be coming up, which is 100%. So by doing some work right there, we're trying to get the full points right there. Next slide, please. The state of Alabama has set the bar high with school report card standards. Here at McKenzie School, our ASIL is our personalized roadmap to achieve those standards. Anybody with any questions? Thank you.
Get out the rag.
Hey, Mr. Brown, you know what I noticed what's up there? One goal,
Do what?
A School 2020.
Well, and I should have, and that's what I wanted to say right here at the end, was our faculty and staff and students and everybody's worked so hard. We have gone from 79 to 83 to 86, and we're still climbing right now. And our goal, and the faculty and staff will sit here and tell you, as competitive as I am, I'm not happy until I see a 9 popping up on there and we hit 9.
You better hurry, because Miss Benson's on the heels.
We thank you, Miles.
That's what we're here for. We're on the same team.
In the future, I go before mine.
He was taking after Miss Ash.
That's right. I go before you. First, I'd like to thank my ACES team who couldn't be here tonight. Erica Presley, Stacy Watson, Stephanie Gregory, Christina Bumbelow, Jennifer Norman, and Stephanie Roderick. Whatever is asked of them, they do it. Matter of fact, they think of it. And sometimes they tell me, we got this, just go, we got this. And they always have. So I'd like to thank our top-notch team, and they are the best. Our vision is reaching every student, one student at a time. That's our goal, to individualize instruction for our students. Our mission is W.L. Palmer, we partner with families to develop enthusiastic learners that will become successful leaders. So we're always about family. At W.L. Palmer, we believe it takes a village. We really want our families involved, so we constantly want families in here. And our belief is all students are capable of learning regardless of gender, race, creed, and disability. Education is a shared responsibility between the students, the school, and the community stakeholders. And it is important to educate the whole child. Lastly, student learning is our primary focus, and it impacts all our decisions. So whatever we do, it's all about student learning. So when we get up, that's what we're about. When we go home, that's what it's about. Our goals, our first objective is the same. We all basically have the same. We're going to provide a more engaging, meaningful learning opportunities to support student readiness. Basically, we want to do a couple things. We want our students to be technologists, to engage in the technology program that's adapted and individualized to their learning. We want to make them college and career ready, so we have college and career activities. And we want them to use rubrics to understand their expectations. So if they know what they're expected of them, they can succeed. And our key measures on that is Star Reading, Dreambox, Lexicon, Mion, and the Elliott 2. And specifically when we go into the Elliott 2, we're looking for active learning and technology engagement. Our next one is professional development. Teachers will participate in evidence-based professional learning to increase student outcomes. That means all our teachers are going to do professional development. We're going to engage students in strategies and discussions that require students to use race strategies. And the teachers are going to participate in data meetings. If our focus is to engage students, it's all about students, then our data is what drives our instruction, and we will use data daily. And we do that using Star Reading, Think Board, student growth charts, Stride, Mion, formative assessments. Learn support. We want to remove academic barriers to learning. That means whether it's attendance, whether it's not be feeling safe. We want to keep our schools safe, healthy. We want our parents. They're the most important things our parents are our most important resources, so we want to engage them. And the one thing we do with that is that we developed this year a parent compact card, and we have different events each 9 weeks. And every time a parent comes to one of those events, no matter what those events are, we sign a card. And at the end of the 9 weeks, we give the parents the opportunity. They can either get a out of uniform pass, they can have their pictures taken for free. But the one valuable thing they do is they take that babysitting service. So we'll give you 2 hours babysitting service one night. We'll keep the kids. So the last one we did, the parent was so happy. She said her and her husband got to go to dinner, and they even got to walk around Walmart as a couple. And that was the most important thing to her. And we took not only that, the student that was ours, we took the baby too. The baby didn't want to go home at the end of the night. So that's why we want our parents to feel that they're able to come in and do what it needs to make to get children to be successful. And lastly, we're career awareness, and we're communicating the importance of career awareness and work ethics with our students, and we're planning meaningful activities for career awareness. Our key measures are we're doing parenting workshops, parent academy, career day, parent newsletters. Each year we do a parent academy, and we invite our local resources in. Walmart Vision comes in. We have insurance people come in. We have the health department come in. In addition, we have workshops on how to get into how to get into STI, how to help your child understand Engage New York, as everybody knows. So we have workshops with parents on that. And each 9 weeks we do workshops with our parents to get them engaged. As I say, our focus is all about the family. And that private note, personal note, I'm so happy to be home. I started in McKinsey, and I'm happy to be here tonight with you guys.
Very brief. The sound situation at Georgiana's gym, just want to give you a brief update. The sound baffles that we discussed have been ordered. They're set to be delivered on the 10th of December. So we'll make sure we get those in, make sure everything's there, and then our maintenance staff will rent a lift for the month of January to be all installed in January. I'll be working with the maintenance staff probably after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, to get the soundboard that we talked about moved from the electrical closet to a better location. And they're gonna move the speakers that we talked about while they have the lift in January.
Thank you.
Okay, item 10 is our informational report of fundraising drives and requests for use of the school bus. So we'll move to item 11, our financial report.
Okay, I recommend approval of the financial report as presented. That would be the financial statements September 2019 and the bank statements, September 2019.
We have a recommendation, may I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, item 12 is our personnel report.
Okay, I recommend approval of the personnel report as presented.
Okay, can I have a motion on approval of the personnel report?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed is nay. Okay, do we have any new hires here tonight?
Are any of the new hires here this evening, principals? And there was, I know there was a bus driver, I did not see her as well, so I don't believe so.
Okay, and then item 13 is our legal update. No legal update, okay. Item 14, executive session.
Okay, I recommend we enter executive session for an expulsion hearing for student 2020B. And less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Before we do that, since we're down in McKinsey, and I think this will be our last time in McKinsey before November 2020, I'd just like to recognize Mr. Mickey Jones, sitting right here. Now you're home proud. That's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Ellis, for recognizing that this is his last hometown, meeting.
Talking about home field. And you know what it occurred to me was, Miles talking about home field down there. Thanks,
Okay, before I, take a motion on the executive session, well, let me just go ahead and do it, and then I'll make a statement. So, we have a recommendation for executive session for student disciplinary hearing. Can I have a motion on that?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposes, nay. At this time, we will adjourn for executive session, and I would like to say, in light of the student involved, I will recuse myself as this is a relative, and so I'm gonna ask Ms. Hamilton if she would officiate the meeting. And so, can I have a motion to adjourn for executive session? Oh, we did that, okay.